episode 5. Man, we are here. We are live with episode number 5 of the Nothing to Prove podcast. Thank you for joining us today, everybody, once again. My name is Don Vitalli, and I'll be your host for the next hour of the Nothing to Prove podcast. I want to thank you guys again for joining us here today and for the past, 5 weeks now. We made it to 5 weeks, which is another milestone for us. So once again, I want to thank all you guys that have been there since episode 1, since week 1. I'd also want to thank any of you new listeners that are just kind of coming on board. So I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. Hopefully this is as entertaining for you and fun for you as it is for me to actually go ahead and lay this down each and every single week. But we got a lot to talk about this week, a lot to get into. Again, just want to say thanks for the feedback one more time. It just keeps getting more and more every week, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to message me, email me, tweet me, whatever, and letting me know what you think about the show, whether it's the good, whether it's the bad, whether you agree with me, whether you don't agree with me. I accept everything. Give me all the feedback you have. This is an open forum, not only for myself, but for you guys, the listener, as well. I think I also said it in some previous episodes. If you email me or message me and you want to engage in some type of conversation regarding one of the week's topics, or not even so, I'm always open to that. And if that's what you want to do, if you want to get a hold of me, again, the email address here at the show is mail@nothingtoprovepodcast.com. Please feel free to send anything that way, questions, comments, concerns, like I said, show topics for the future. That's the easiest way to get in contact with me to converse. I tend to keep things kind of short on the social media side. But if you ever want to just kind of get really deep down into something, by all means, go ahead and email the show. That'll go directly to me, and I have no issues going back and forth. If you want, again, even if it's in a topic that we don't agree with, or we don't see eye to eye on, we can do that in a civilized way. But again, thanks for the feedback, and it's also good that I don't want to say good, but it feels good that I've got a lot of word this week that a lot of my peers in the wrestling business listen to the show, and they enjoy the show. And I just want to say thank you to you guys for listening as well. It means a lot to me, and I feel like I'm doing something good if my peers enjoy what I'm doing, and they tell me to keep up the good work, keep doing what you're doing, and that's a good feeling. So just want to say thank you to you guys as well for listening, and to everyone for that matter. But just kind of going over some stuff from the last week. Last night, or this past Saturday, I was in Glendale, Arizona, not too far from my actual home, to wrestle for the Arizona Wrestling Federation, which has become pretty much the only and premier place to wrestle in the state of Arizona. They've only been around for probably a little over a year now, and the headway that this promotion has made in such a little time is just astronomical. If you're a new promoter, or you have some type of show that you're trying to run, or you want to get off the ground, take a look at AWF. They really started from like a grassroots type thing, and slowly but surely they started to trim the fat and get rid of the stuff they didn't need on the show, and improve their talent roster, and bring in some guys from out of town that are going to put on a hell of a show and give you a hell of a match, and mix that in with some guys that are here locally in Arizona that know what they're doing and are really good, and it's a recipe for success. And last Saturday night at the AWF Arena in Glendale, man, it was a sweatbox in there, but it was a packed house, sold out, standing room only. They had to keep bringing in more chairs just so everyone could fit to catch the show, and it was a phenomenal show from top to bottom. It was honestly probably the best AWF show that I've ever seen, let alone been a part of. And I'm not one to sugarcoat or pussyfoot or fucking pump shit up that doesn't deserve it, but that show this past Saturday night in Glendale really lived up to all the hype and all the potential. Every single guy and girl on that card from top to bottom literally gave everything they had to that crowd that was there. And when there's crowds like that are, when they're packed in and they're energetic and they're into the show and they're there to have fun and they're there to interact with the wrestlers and the matches that are going on, that's what brings out the best in a performer. And it was definitely felt this past Saturday night by all the guys and girls that were on the card. And I mean, everybody delivered from the top to the bottom. And it was 100+ degrees in that building. It had to be. But the fans didn't care. They stuck around. They stayed to the end, and there was quite a few good matches on that show that I can't say enough about. I had the privilege myself to wrestle a man that I've talked about previously on the show, actually, Joe Graves, who's from out here in Arizona, who's one of the best up and coming wrestlers right now. He's only been around for about 2 years or so, I think 3 years. But man, the way he works in the ring, you would think this guy is a seasoned veteran that's been around for 10+ years. And this is the first chance that I've got to be in the ring with him in a one-on-one basis. I've done a tag team match against him and his partner, with me and my partner Gallo, before. But this was the first time I got a chance to mix it up with him one-on-one. Like I said, I've seen him wrestle quite a few times and was impressed every single time that I've watched him. But it's a different case and a different scenario when you actually can get in the ring and be there face to face with that person and really get a chance to see what they're made of, what they got. And Joe Graves has it. He has it. He gets it. He is one of the best around. And again, if you're a promoter out there and you need money on a show, Graves is your guy. If you're not booking him, you're really missing out. But I really enjoyed the match that I had with him. It was very hard hitting, quite the wrestling match, and he's a hell of a wrestler, a classic wrestler. He is one of them, and he showed that last night. But overall, I guess I was really happy with the match. I was so happy with the entire show. It was great. The fans up there are awesome too, really appreciative and super respectful. So that always goes a long way. And the guys and the girls really appreciate the fans up there for sure. But that was pretty much it for the wrestling side of the weekend. For as far as the other things going on, man, all you see right now all over the place, if you go on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever, it's either one or two things for the most part. It's the Confederate flag stuff and the gay marriage stuff. And people are like, they're using these things to blind you from the other stuff that's going on. Okay, I don't necessarily believe that that's 100% true. Could that they're making that stuff take priority or precedence because it's better talking points? Probably. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but this is what I'm not going to talk about this stuff in depth this week. We covered the Confederate flag stuff last week, and I'm not going to go in depth about that, but I just want to hit a couple points on those two topics and move on, because I'm sick and tired of fucking talking about it. I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing about it, both of them. As far as the Confederate flag goes, that whole shenanigans and ordeal and all that stuff, again, I talked about it last week. My feelings are pretty much the same. The only things I can say is maybe listening back to what I said last week, and then reading some of the stuff that was out there this week, I may or may not have formulated a change in opinion, but the basics is the same. And I guess for me, the way I see it, I don't think you necessarily have to ban the flag, but it's probably a smart move to not have the flag hanging over the Capitol building. For the most part, the general population of people sees the flag as some sort of hate symbol. If that's not exactly what it stands for to you, if it's a Southern pride thing or whatever, okay, but let's be real here. The majority of people are fucking stupid, okay? And they're not going to research the history of something. They're not. On the surface, the Confederate flag is a fucking racist symbol of hate. Okay? So that's what the majority of people see. So fucking let's just fucking avoid the problem at hand here. Fucking take the goddamn thing down from the Capitol. Stop rubbing it in the face of fucking people that fucking that it could potentially fucking I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. But it's a symbol of hate to the general public, not necessarily the general public in the South. But fucking just take it down. If you want to fucking hang it on your front lawn, go ahead. Who gives a shit? If you're fucking whatever makes you happy. the whole flag thing in the first place, I don't fucking get. If that's like your big symbol of fucking like Southern pride, like give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ. If you fucking love the South so much, why don't you get a fucking flag with Garth Brooks' fucking picture fucking printed on it? You'd be better off. Jesus Christ. But that's that. I could care less. I don't want to see the fucking flag anymore. And then the fact that they're taking it off I don't even know if that's true. I just kind of see things in passing, but they're going to like take it off the shelves places and like they're going to like, they're going to take it off like the Dukes of Hazzard car. Like that's fucking stupid. Like who cares? Like it's not that big of a deal. But as far as the gay marriage thing, now gay marriage is legal in all 50 U.S. states, and that is a fucking awesome thing. No matter what way you look at it, that is a great fucking thing for this country, and about fucking time. It took long enough. Although the vote was 5-4, and it was a fucking, by a cunt hair that it fucking passed, which still says a lot about what the fuck, is going on around here. At least it's passed. It's about time. Myself, well, here's the thing too, that, and maybe I just don't get it or what, but I know that they said like some churches refuse to honor, that or won't carry out the ceremonies and stuff. And there's people that are, upset about that. And, how, hey, it's the law now. The way I look at it, it's like, who fucking cares? If a church doesn't want to marry you, you just fucking go to the next one. There's plenty out there that will, especially now that it's legal in all 50 states. It's not like you're going to be hurting for someone to fucking actually perform the ceremony for you. Like, I don't understand, like, why is it such a big deal if you go to a particular church, and maybe it's your parish, and it's, you've been a part of this for, since you were a little one, and that's where you want to get married, and they say, no, we're not going to marry, quote, unquote, your kind here. Like, why the fuck would you even, like, waste a breath or waste the energy to fucking, like, try to fight that? Like, who fucking cares? Why would you even want to be associated with that group or that parish? That doesn't make any sense to me. Move on. Go down the fucking street. I'm sure there's someone else that'll marry you down there. And nowadays, any fucking asshole can be an ordained minister and marry you in your backyard if you wanted to. But I mean, I understand the religious aspect, and if you're homosexual and you want to get married and you're very religious, maybe your options are limited, but you have options. You have options. So I don't understand the outcry and the upset, people being so upset, like, oh, all places aren't going to honor it. I don't care what state you live in, out of the 50 in the United States, there is a place in that state that will marry you now. Somewhere. At worst case scenario, there's one place in the entire state, and that's a stretch. Let's be real here. That's definitely not the case. I mean, there's plenty more than one place per state that's going to marry you. But just fucking go to one that actually cares and supports this decision. Why would you even want to fucking throw a penny in that fucking basket at a place like that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Just move on. Move on. If they don't, if this church doesn't agree with gay marriage in general or the way you live your life, that's their fucking deal, man. That's them. They're the ones that have to deal with that shit. They're the ones that are so bent out of shape over it. Let them fucking suffer. You keep your side of the street clean. Don't let their hate bring you down and just to cause a fucking shitstorm. Do your own thing. Be happy. Don't try to change others' opinions, man. This is not going to happen. I mean, I learned that the hard way a long time ago. And the whole this can even be related to the whole the Confederate flag thing. I could sit here and fucking talk all day about how I personally, Don Vitalli, thinks the fucking Confederate flag is a symbol of racist hate. Because for me, growing up in upstate New York, that's all I saw it as. I have no fucking clue about the Southern pride thing. I cannot relate to that. So for me, for everyone that I grew up with that displayed that flag, it was in a hateful manner. So that's the way I see it. Okay? You're not going to change my outlook on that. And that's fine. And I have friends that will fucking fly that flag proudly. Now, if I'm honest with you, half of them are probably flying that flag because they legitimately have some sort of Southern pride. And cool, that's great. And the other half of them are fucking closet racists. And they'll fucking deny that shit till the cows come home. But they know and I know because I fucking seen and heard some things directly from their mouths and their actions that prove otherwise. So I think on that side of the ball, my argument is valid. For me, anyways. For you, maybe it's different. And again, on the other side of the ball, the whole gay marriage thing, it's not going to be everyone's belief. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. How anybody can see or can feel that it's wrong that a man and a man want to marry or a woman and a woman want to marry, like, that's archaic to me. Like, how can you be so technical and just think that marriage is just for a man and a woman because of fucking ancient fucking book from so long ago that's been retold and retold and retold in many different ways over, a couple thousand years says so. Again, that's bringing some of my beliefs in, or non-beliefs if you want, into it, but that's not what I'm trying to get into here. If someone doesn't agree with you, it's not the end of the world. People are entitled to their opinion. Your opinion shouldn't be forced upon somebody else. But it is okay for you to make your opinion known. Just do it in a way where you don't sound like a fucking asshole or a douchebag and you're not a piece of shit to other people. The whole gay pride thing, especially on the day that the bill was passed, or the Senate passed this whole thing, they were happy people. The gay and lesbian community, and not even just them, the supporters, the straight supporters, were super happy because finally they were given the same rights as a heterosexual couple. Okay, good for them. They're happy. And then the other side of the argument, that 4 and that 5-4 vote are fucking shitting on their happiness and what they've strived for and worked for so long. And it's like, stop being so fucking miserable and move the fuck on. Just because 2 fucking gay guys in Dallas got married the other day doesn't mean the fucking end of the world's coming. It doesn't mean that your kid is going to end up being a homosexual when he gets older. It doesn't mean that your child is going to be force-fed homosexuality as they grow up. And if you think that, oh my fucking God, you are so completely warped out of your mind. I pray for you, and I don't even fucking pray. Let's put it that way. So, again, I don't want to waste too much more time on this thing. It's been fucking dragged through the mud for so long, and each side is, taking fucking ball shots at each other, and enough already, okay? Hey, gay marriage is now legal, all 50 states. That's the bottom line. That's an awesome thing. So all you people that have been waiting for that to pass, go do your thing. If marriage is in your future, congratulations to you. If you don't want to get married, but you still want to be together, even better. So, enough with that. That's out of the way. Okay, good. Now let's move on to something fun. Now, last week, I didn't talk too much about the wrestling thing, or the wrestling business for that matter. We kind of got caught up on some other things. But this week, I'm going to talk about Tough Enough. And a lot of people were asking me when they were trying to decide who was going to be on the show for this season, if I would express my opinion or my beliefs on this whole brand of the show or whatever. And I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I do want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. And now it's just kind of over the top, and I feel like it's got to be addressed. And one of the main reasons why I decided to talk about it is because it's a relief that so many other people think the same way that I think about this whole situation. So, if you don't know, Tough Enough is basically a wrestling reality show where people send in audition tapes to try and become the next big WWE superstar. And this show originally debuted gosh, man. And I didn't go back to check because I don't fucking really care that much about the whole thing. Maybe late 90s, I would say. Late 90s, early 2000s, the original season came off. And, you know, people send in their tapes and want to be the next WWE superstar. Now, if you really think about this, the whole concept of the show has really changed from that first season till this season that's out right now. Back then, there wasn't too many wrestlers besides probably Jesse the Body Ventura and Hulk Hogan that parlayed a professional wrestling career into another area of celebrity stardom. Okay, those two guys really were the first big ones to actually branch out and become somewhat movie stars. Obviously, Jesse Ventura and the Predator deal and everything after that, and then you got Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan as he later on became. He starred in a lot of shitty movies, but he made his fair share of movies. So I don't think that the celebrity aspect was really a driving force in the original couple first seasons. Now, fast forward to the previous, I don't know. No, absolutely this season that's going on right now. The previous one, which was a few years back, and then maybe a few before that. If you look at the output of those seasons, there are very few, if any, of the people that were finalists on those shows that are still left in the wrestling business. Now, just from the last season alone, there was a guy on the show. His name was Martin. Probably the best all-around talent on the show, hands down. Probably should have won the show, but he came down with an injury and had to be sent home. He's still doing his thing on the indies, and he's doing it big. He's actually a part of Lucha Underground now, and he's a great talent. And I think there's a couple others from that show too that are still out there doing their thing. But previous seasons, really, there's not many. Yeah, you got your Kenny Kings and you got your Rybacks and you got your Miz and your John Morrisons. Those guys all came from Tough Enough in some capacity. But those guys wanted to be wrestlers. Okay? They were going to go about doing it any way they possibly could. They weren't just doing it to be a celebrity, to be on TV, to be seen, to hopefully parlay it into something else. Now, if I can just back up for a second here, if you've had a chance to see the audition tapes, especially from this season, they are one of the scariest and cringe-worthy things to watch in wrestling today. And I haven't even seen like all of them. I've maybe watched 3 of them completely through the whole. I think they got like 60 seconds to do one. But between the 3 that I actually watched and the small clips on that they would play like on Raw, both the good and the bad, these things just made my skin crawl. It pains me that people would be so desperate to make themselves look like either a complete asshole or inadvertently make themselves look like a complete asshole to be on this fucking stupid show. To me, it seems like it's a complete cop-out of actually putting in some hard work to earn a spot on a WWE or NXT roster. Why is it so hard for someone to go find a training school, find a legitimate trainer, pay your dues, take your licks, take your bumps, learn the business from the inside out, travel the roads, log in some miles, eat a ham and hand sandwich, and earn your way to the big leagues like so many others before them have? See, people see the Tough Enough commercial come on, and that's their chance. That's their chance to make it. And that was never sexy to me. Even way back when, the first season, and if that was in the late 90s, that was even before I was in the wrestling business. And it never occurred to me once to want to make a tape like that and try out that way. I don't know if that's the way that I was brought into the business, but I want to earn everything that I get in wrestling. I don't want anything handed to me or given to me because of some kind of gimmick or anything less than earned from hard work. And now it seems like all these guys are looking for fame. I mean, take a look at the big chunk of them that were on that show the last season, the last go-around. They're either not in the business anymore, have nothing to do with wrestling, or they're in some other type of form of entertainment, I guess, or trying. So you have to ask yourself, these same people that are saying, I was born for this business, this is all I've ever known, and now they lose a reality show and they're like dust in the wind, they're gone? Yeah, you were really born for this wrestling business thing. Oh, sure. Someone told you weren't tough enough and you got fucking pissed off and you fucking left. You quit. You quit wrestling altogether, or you start shit-talking a guy like Bill DeMott. Yeah, you're really cut out for the wrestling business. And it really, irked me. I don't want to say irked me. It didn't irk me because it was completely expected. The few people that made the fucking the tough enough videos that I actually knew, it was completely expected. I really don't think there was one instance of someone I knew that made a tape and I was like, ah, man, really? It was pretty much like, well, that's I can see him doing that. I can see her doing that, you know? Whatever happened to old-fashioned, just fucking earn it through hard work. Leave the gimmicks at home. And if you're trying to tell me that the vast majority of the people on the show this season, and again, I have not even watched the show at all. Actually, I caught the last 3 minutes of the very first episode on accident. I wasn't even trying to watch the show. And it happened to be on, and I was like, oh, geez, you know. And I'm telling you, you can't honestly tell me that all 13 of those people really would do anything and everything to be a professional wrestler. And that's got nothing to do with the shit and the gimmicks they're going to do on this show. I'm talking about putting down your own hard-earned money to learn how to actually wrestle and protect yourself. I'm talking about hitting the road for a weekend, sleeping in a bathtub or sleeping on a box spring in a hotel, and losing money on that weekend because you want it that bad. I'm talking about eating shit from promoters and from wrestlers that may not have any business being in the wrestling business in the first place, or maybe that aren't as talented or as smart as you, or as smart as you think, or as talented as you think. The age of the cookie cutter wrestler is upon us. And just because you have a fucking $1 million physique and long flowing hair, it seems like you think you're destined for the wrestling business. When in actuality, the vast majority of you could not fucking hang with the smallest guy in the locker room. So I honestly see Tough Enough is just a joke. It's just being manipulated on both parts. It's a show that's manipulated by the WWE for entertainment. And hey, good for them. Hey, it's entertainment. World Wrestling Entertainment. That's what they do. And they're going to make this as entertaining as possible to get as many people to watch as possible. And some people are like, oh, well, they already had these 13 people picked beforehand, blah, blah, blah. If that's true or not, I don't fucking care. I don't know. but they're going to make the show entertaining. And it's also manipulated by the contestants because they're using this as a launching pad for whatever other fucking gimmick they want to get involved in, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, or any other form of entertainment. They're going to use it. Because when 8, 9, 10 of them can't make the cut and are told to go home, they're going to fucking quit. They're never going to sniff a wrestling ring again. They are going to just fill out the next resume, previous entertainment experience, WWE Tough Enough finalist, season whatever the fuck it is now. That's all they see it as. So while these 13 people, and they may be great people, I don't know, from Jack and Jill, but these 13 people are getting a chance on national television to earn a spot in the WWE that tens of thousands of people want. They're given a spot on a TV show because they sent in a video that made them look like a fucking goofball or made them look superhuman or some kind of gimmick. While there's hundreds of legitimate professional wrestlers who respect and appreciate the business out there logging hundreds of miles a month, starving, scraping to get by, hawking merchandise at the shows. In some cases, doing so you have enough to eat on the way home. Doing so when you get home, you could say that you made a profit instead of losing money while doing this. But no one's going to fucking know the majority of them because they're not on some douchebag fucking show on the USA Network that's exposing and exploiting the professional wrestling business. So as far as Tough Enough goes, I think it's a joke. And it's funny because we thought it was a joke way back when. And I can't remember what season it was, but it was around, I'll tell you a story. It was around 2003, 2004, 2005. I can't remember the exact year, but right around there was a season of Tough Enough. And it had just finished up. And I don't even remember who won. But, and again, this is when I was living in upstate New York, and that's where I trained to wrestle. And we would hit the road. I would hit the road with my trainer, and we'd do shows in Vermont, and we'd do them in New York, and we'd do them in Massachusetts. And at the time, in one of those previous episodes or seasons of Tough Enough, I suppose, there was quite a few of the contestants that were from the New England area. So as soon as the show's over, there they have their notoriety from being on TV, and they're getting all these bookings on the indies in the Northeast at the time. So they're getting paid more to come in because, obviously, again, they're seen on TV than some of us. And they're fucking hot-shotting people, man. They're big dogging people. And and one can say, oh, that was just back then. But I've heard stories in recent times where the past couple seasons, people that have been on that show don't know a fucking thing about respect and are big dogging people when they have no business big dogging fucking anybody. In any case, so we caught wind of this, and I was super green at the time. So this wasn't mostly me. This was mostly my trainer. So we're driving to a show in the Boston area, and right before we get to the venue, we pull over at a subway station, or a subway restaurant to get something to eat. And as we go in, we saw a man and a woman, and they were two of the contestants from Tough Enough that season, and they happened to be booked on our show, the same show that we were on. And we already knew about the attitude and the ego and all that kind of stuff. So my trainer decided to pull a small little rib just to kind of fucking knock him down a peg. So they're in front of us, or behind us in line, whichever. So he comes up to the guy, and he goes, hey, man, do you know about a wrestling show around here tonight? And the guy's like, oh, yeah, there's one down the street. And he's like, my trainer's like, oh, man, yeah, I'm like a huge wrestling fan. Like, I watch like all the shows. I watch like, Raw every week. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, cool, man, cool. And my trainer goes, hey, man, you ever seen that show Tough Enough? And the guy goes, yeah, I've seen it once or twice. My partner goes, yeah, I liked it at first, but that show that kind of sucks. That show, but other than that, like WWE is like the best thing ever. It's like just like knocked him down a peg, right? So we get our food, we head out, I go to the venue, and about 15 minutes, half hour later, they come walking in, the the guy and the girl from the show. And we walk right up to him. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Tom. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm so-and-so. And they're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. To me, it's always just a funny story that I have, because it's like, man, fuck you. You're no better than anybody else. You're not as good as you think. You haven't done anything but make an ass of yourself on TV. And that's what you're going to see here with Tough Enough. So I call bullshit on the show. I'm not going to watch it. Not going to waste my time on it. I'm probably not going to talk about it at all for the rest of forever, unless one of the people on there does something really, really, really fucking stupid and I catch wind of it, and then we'll talk about it here. But Tough Enough, stop killing wrestling. You're really, really hurting the business and hurting a lot of us. So piss off. All right, so last week we had the NBA draft. Oh, the NBA draft. And unfortunately, the New York Knicks, who I enjoy, are really, really testing the patience of the fans. They drafted this 7-foot rail thin forward from Latvia, Kristaps Porzingis. I think that's how you say his name. And that was the only guy I did not want them to pick. And of course, and I don't think even just me, I think a lot of people did not want them to pick this fucking guy. And sure enough, they did. And then apparently this was a Phil Jackson call. And you want to give Phil Jackson the benefit of the doubt, just, from his, the history of what he's done and all that. But man, he's really, really stretching it here. He's really testing the patience. And he's compared this guy to Paul Gasol. And if anyone knows Paul Gasol, it would be Phil Jackson. And I hope to God that the guy's right. I really do. I just don't see this panning out too well for the Knicks. But only time will tell. It's definitely going to take a few years at minimum. But as far as the draft goes, there was really something pretty funny that came out of it. There's a writer for Elite Daily. His name is what the heck is his name? Connor Toole. That's his name. He's a writer for the website. And on the night of the NBA draft, which was held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, he decided. Keep in mind, Connor Toole is 6'10", legit. He's 6'10". So what he did was he donned a suit, and his appearances, he has a more than scruffy beard, and from the naked eye, if you didn't know, you may assume that he's a basketball player, but in actuality, he writes for a website. So what he did was he walked down to the Barclays Center in his suit and just perused around the outside. And you wouldn't believe how many people just randomly went up to him and were asking for pictures and saying congratulations and where do you think you're going to be drafted, this, that, and the other. And there's video of it online, and it's very easy to find. Just type in 6'10" guy fakes NBA draft, and you'll find it. But man, it is hilarious. But one part of it being hilarious, you got all these people that are so fucking misguided that they're just like asking for a picture of some random guy that they don't even know who he is. And they're asking for autographs as just someone that could be you or me just standing outside this building. And, you know, I really expected more from the people of New York, but my God, like, get over yourself. Give me a break. Like, are you that, is our society now so hungry for celebrity and such celebrity hounds, you know, that will go on a limb to ask for a picture or, like I said, an autograph of someone, even though we have no fucking idea who they are. No idea. And I heard a great story regarding some of this a few weeks back. It was on Michael Rappaport's podcast, the I Am Rappaport podcast. He was talking about how he was somewhere, and he went on a little bit of a rant about this, which was really good. But he was somewhere in New York City, and someone had recognized him, and they asked him for a picture, and he took the picture with him. And you know, the guy's like, "Oh, cool, man, thanks. You know, big fan." And then this woman comes over to him, and she's like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you as well?" And he's like, "Okay." So she snaps the picture. Her friend snaps the picture for her, and she turns to him and goes, "And who are you again?" Can you fucking imagine that? Like, number one, what kind of piece of shit do you have to be to fucking turn around into the guy's face, say, "Who are you again?" And number two, you're a bigger piece of shit because you just got to fucking take a picture because someone who may or may not be a celebrity is in your presence. That's never been appealing to me. Like, I don't get that. Like, I'll take a picture with a celebrity if I'm near them or in the time is right, if I know them. But if I don't fucking, like, know them or I'm not a fan of them, like, what is it in it for me to take a picture with them? So I, like, mark out for myself and show my friends? Like, I remember a couple summers ago, we were walking through Soho in New York City, me and a friend of mine, or a couple friends of mine, and there was a movie being filmed, like, in the area where we were walking. And there was an actor that was in this movie that's on some show. I can't remember which show. It's an HBO show. I don't know who he is. I don't watch the show. But my friends did. They're like, "Oh shit, that's so and so. Hey, we're gonna try to go take a picture," and they didn't get a chance to. But it never crossed my mind to be like, "Oh shit, I don't know who the fuck that guy is, but my buddies do. But I got to get my fucking picture taken with him." Like, that never even fucking went through my head. But apparently that's like common practice with people, which I don't get. I just don't understand that. Like, fucking just live. Just live. My God. But it's hilarious if you watch this. And the guy, like, people are like, he's 6'10", so he's at the drafts. You figure he's a fucking basketball player. And the guy actually gets onto the floor in, like, where they're having the draft. He's like fucking steps away from the actual guys that are in it, that are being drafted that night. It's crazy. So then, afterwards, after the draft is over, he fucking puts on a Utah Jazz ball cap, and he tells people he was their second round pick, number 42 or 43 overall. And they're fucking buying it. They're buying it. And not only are they buying it, they're buying him things. He's going to the bar, and they're fucking buying him shots, and they're buying him drinks, and fucking girls are throwing themselves at the guy, and they're like trying to make out with him, and they're flashing the guy, and they're trying to get his phone number, and it's hilarious, and you just see the fucking stupidity in people. It's like, are we that materialistic? Are we that, like, snowed? Like, that celebrity, it has got us so fucking disconnected from reality that we, like, think these people are so much different than us, and so much better or bigger than us, that we will do anything to latch on to what they have. Whether it's, you know, if you're a girl and you're trying to suck face with the guy, or you're someone who doesn't know who the fuck the guy is, except that he may be famous, and you have to get your picture taken with him so you can tell your friends, so hopefully they know who the fuck he is. It's crazy. So I really enjoyed watching that little short video, and the guy's like, He's like, pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, he's like, I got a chance to see how the other half lives, and it's pretty cool. But the bad part is that I had to wake up the next day to actually go back to work at my real job. So he did an awesome job with that video. Like I said, if you just look up fake 6'10" guy, fakes NBA draft, you'll find it out there. It's super easy to find. But in any case, also there was another story that came out this week where 3 teenagers in the UK, they basically developed an idea to create condoms that can detect certain STDs when you are with your partner by the condom changing to a certain color. That's a phenomenal idea, especially for 3, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. Like, how has a grown adult not thought of this before? Hey, and I'm just as guilty as the rest of us, man. Like, and it's not saying that they've made this, but this is their concept. This is their idea, and they've actually been approached by different labs that are saying that this is something that they can actually do eventually with the right amount of work and research and all that. This idea can become an actual reality. That's amazing, man. For 3 teenagers to come up with what could potentially be a life-changing or a life-saving idea for so many, and come up with this at like a science fair project. Majority of other kids' fucking science projects, they're building fake volcanoes and they're, hatching butterflies, and it's like, man, these guys really stepped their game up. Really stepped it up. It's like we need some more kids that are outside the box thinkers like this, And I'm not saying that every kid in the UK has that line of thinking and they're out there to change the world and make their stamp on this earth before they drop dead. No, I mean, but man, I really wish that idea came from the States. You know what I mean? But good on those guys, man. That's something so basic, yet conceptualized, now has a chance to actually come to reality and really help out a lot of people and save people a lot of grief and a lot of embarrassment as well. There's a lot of people out there that are embarrassed to go get tested for, STDs and whatnot. And this may be a way for them to do so and find out, like, in the privacy of their own home or with the privacy of with their partner. So I can't say enough good things about that. That's phenomenal. And we need more kids like that are thinking of ways to make this country, this world, a better place. Instead of worrying about how they're going to fucking shake their ass to the new fucking twerk song or whatever it is that the kids will do these days. I'm not saying I'll be bookworms and, be the next Mr. Wizard, but it doesn't hurt to come up with an idea and try to make a positive difference. All right, so this Saturday is Independence Day, the 4th of July, where all Americans take a chance to celebrate the independence of this great country, which happened in 1776. And it's one of those holidays where everyone gets together and they barbecue and they swim and they do some dumb shit at night, usually because they make bad decisions during the day. But that's neither here nor there. But the one traditional thing in regards to Independence Day that I really just haven't gotten anymore over the past 10 to 15 years, it's just something that's been a staple of Independence Day as far back as the very first one, which I just can't get on board with any longer. And that thing is fireworks. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on fireworks, but I'm about to hate on fireworks for a little bit here. See, the way I look at it, there has been no technological breakthrough in Independence Day fireworks since, like, I don't know, maybe the 60s, 70s. At some point or another, you've seen every firework there is to see. So everyone's always like on 4th of July, oh, let's go see fireworks. Let's go see fireworks. And I've been this way for, like I said, the past 15 years or so. It just kind of, the light went off in my head. And I've been the guy that's like, I fucking don't want to see fireworks, nor do I have any care to see them. Now, I get it's a different story if you have kids or you are a kid. You know, it's fun for them. It's new and it's cool. And if you're a parent, you should be taking your kid to see fireworks. That's what a good parent would do because they're going to want to see it. But if you're a grown adult with no child responsibilities, are you really going that far out of your way to go see fireworks? I mean, you've seen it all. Must we go sit outside where it's hot as fuck, especially here in Phoenix on 4th of July? It's probably 90 to 100 plus degrees outside at night. And wherever you are in this country, it's more than likely going to be hot. It's the middle of summer. And you're going to sit outside in order for you to look up in the sky and watch these fiery things shoot up and then explode, which you've seen a zillion times before. They're all the same. There's nothing new. Like, oh, the grand finale, though. You got to see the grand finale. That's where, that's when they send them all off. Like, half the time, I don't even realize it's the grand finale. I can't tell the difference. It's all the same. I just don't get fireworks. Am I crazy in thinking this? And I thought that for a real long time. I'm like, maybe I'm just being a party pooper, a Debbie Downer, just kind of like looking at the negative side of things or whatever it may be. But over the years, I've had a couple other friends of mine really back me up on this and completely agree. And we always have there'll always be like a side group text like around the 4th of July, like, oh fuck, here comes the fucking fireworks people again. But I don't know if anyone's just like saying it or not, but there's only like 3 of us that are in that group chat. So maybe we're just 3 asshole party poopers that don't like fucking fireworks or being un-American or unpatriotic or whatever you want to call it. But I don't see the big hubbub. And hey, if you know of something that I don't, as far as like the advances in technology, as far as like fireworks go, please enlighten me. And I think, is there like do they have those ones where they all shoot up and they form like someone's face? Like, is that a thing? Or is that just on TV, like in a movie I saw? Or even if that, like, it never really looks like anything. It's just kind of like, all smattered, mishmashed together, if that's even real. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen something like that. I want to say I think I have, where it was supposed to form some kind of thing in the sky, and it just looked like a bunch of random fucking things in the air, and didn't really catch my eye too much. But fireworks, oh yeah. So that's what you guys got to look forward to on the 4th of July, and scaring the shit out of all your dogs, because every dog in the history of the world is fucking mortified of the sound of thunder and fireworks. So we have that to look forward to. But on the other side of the coin, if you are going to be celebrating the 4th of July this coming Saturday, please be safe. If you're going to be drinking, please drink responsibly. If you're going to be out and about, get a designated driver if you need one. Don't boat and drive if that's in, if you're going to be boating that day. Just be responsible. Try to not fucking hurt yourself, or especially don't fucking hurt someone else because of your stupidity. All right, so moving on. That's going to be almost the end of the show, but we got to talk about our follow of the week. And this week's follow of the week is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty cut and dry. It's a page that I discovered months and months ago. And as soon as I saw it, I said, well, this can't be a thing, can it? And when I opened the page, oh, it was a thing, and it was highly entertaining. And this may be entertaining to me because I may be a bit sophomoric and find sophomoric humor hilarious, but I felt the need to share this with you. The follow of the week this week is a page that you can find on Instagram known as Dogs Taking Dumps. Altogether, one word, Dogs Taking Dumps. And what is this, you ask? Well, it's pretty much just that. It's just random pictures that people submit of their dog or dogs that they see taking dumps. And there's always a cool little caption with them. And it's always unique to what the picture actually looks like. I actually got one of my dogs submitted to the page a few months back, which I was super proud of. But it's always cool for a good laugh. The dogs are always hilarious to look at doing their thing. So go ahead and check out Dogs Taking Dumps on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. I do know it's on Instagram, so definitely go ahead and check that out. Other than that, that is going to do it for the show this week. I want to thank you guys for sticking around and listening to yours truly. Once again, if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, or show topics, go ahead and shoot them my way. That's mail@nothingtoprovepodcast.com. Also, if you are interested in advertising your product, yourself, your show, or your service on the Nothing to Prove podcast, again, mail@nothingtoprovepodcast.com for further details there. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow me there at Dom EL That's the same for Twitter as well. The show's on Twitter at NTP Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Nothing to Prove Podcast. And we are also on iTunes and Stitcher. And please, 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 if you are using iTunes, Stitcher, anything like that, go ahead and subscribe to the show. And not only subscribe, so you know you're getting the show weekly on time as it's released, so you never miss an episode, make sure you are leaving a review. You do not understand how much that helps us. If you can just please leave a review, whether you like the show, whether you love the show, whether you hate the show, a little blurb, it is deeply, deeply appreciated by me. But that is going to do it for us today, for this week. Again, thank you guys for joining us for episode number 5, and we will be back next week for episode 6 of the Nothing to Prove podcast. So in the meantime, be good to yourself and do good for yourself and others. This is Don Vitalli saying, see you later, guys.